Hello to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. Well, it's been 1 week since we've been kind of like locked down. They said 15 days. I doubt that's going to happen, but let's hope so. It would be nice if this thing was over in 1 week. So what I do is I make four cups of tea. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. What we do here is we get a big notebook and we write everything in our notebooks so we won't lose this information. So this video is, wow, I don't even like beans. Actually, I really don't. But, of course, I don't want to waste. Okay, so there's my beans, and now it's the next day, it's the morning, and what am I supposed to do with these dumb beans? Well, I want to post my food and what I do every single day so that, you know, if you see what the other guy does, it really will help. Okay, so what you really don't want to do is waste your resources. Now, what you want to do, in my opinion, what I want to do is a bare minimum life. So for a nice big batch of big burrito, I need a 1/4 cup beans. And believe me, it doesn't look like much, but it's actually quite a bit. So I got my 1/4 cup beans here. I'll put over here. Okay, so now you want to conserve your eggs because, you know, today, you know, what I'm doing is I'm dashing in and I'm dashing out. So I'm, you know, we can still get out a little bit. So what I'm doing is I'm dashing out to see if I can get some toilet paper. And out here, you never know if there's going to be any. But the thing is, this morning, Walmart was out of eggs. So you want to be very careful with your eggs. But if your eggs are almost ready to expire, then you want to eat them so they don't go to waste. I mean, they'll last for a little while, but you want to be very careful with your eggs. And if you can, try to get some egg replacers. They had them at Walmart. They're in the by the powdered milk for some odd reason. So my beans have enough liquid. So what I want to do is just, you should eat more beans than that. You have a lot. Well, I might need those. You never know. Things might get ugly and things might be okay. So I'm going to zap my beans for 30 seconds because I want them hot for my burrito. Okay, so now I'm just going to scramble my egg. If I have beans left over, I will just freeze them. So you want to freeze everything. You want to be very careful. You know, there was some prophecies that people would eat food knowing it was rotten, and they would die. So we don't want to go there. We're trying not to die. We're trying not to. So see, my beans are perfect. Sometimes they turn out perfect, and sometimes not so much. Now on this, with the beans and the eggs, I could add cheese, but I don't really need cheese because if you remember, I have milk and I have butter and I have bacon fat in these beans, so I don't really need the cheese. So what I want to do is I want to conserve my cheese. And so now I want to heat my tortilla. I use this stuff for heating the tortillas. And just want to heat my tortilla. You know, part of the reason I can't give up my pans easily is because I can't find pans that are the same size. Okay, so you have half-eaten beans. So if you notice what they have in here, they have some beans. Okay, these are hard to find, but if these come back, if these make a comeback, grab them. And then you could, if you had this with some little meat, I used half a package. Half a package is enough for 2 meals. So try to get some of those if they make a comeback. There isn't any in the store right now. And this is rotel tomatoes that I ground up, and you can use that in your salad. Or just put it on lettuce, so you're never going to run out of tomatoes for your salad. And also, there's a lot of good vitamin C in that. So I just want to scramble my egg. One time I told my son, that I made better eggs than my one sister, and he said, "No, Mom, you really don't." Okay, now see, I have a little bit of beans left. What you want to do is you want to save these all in one piece. What might happen is, say if your neighbor gets out of food, or somebody you want to give them a little beans, a few potatoes. You can make them up a little box or a little bag, but what you don't want to do is go into your stockpile and load them down at the beginning, because things might take a nasty turn, and then you might find, I'm not saying be selfish. No, that's not smart. You want to help out as much as you can. Okay, and if you need a job, if you don't have a job and you need a job, apply to Walmart right now. They're taking applications. Okay, now if they told you to stay home and not get a job, that means they consider your job non-essential. Well, to your family, it's pretty effing essential. I remember, when I used to lose my damn job all the time, it was pretty damn... I told my son, if this happened when you were a little boy, I think we'd be dead. I really do. So you want to say to yourself, okay, my job is considered non-essential, and they consider it okay that I should be staying home. That's scary. We came from the Vietnam War, and for a long time, nobody trusted the government. Probably nobody in our age still trusts the government. Not to be nasty about this thing, but also if you want your beans, and let me just, in the state of California, I cook my eggs good. I don't trust them. So your job is considered non-essential, or, whatever your job is. Everyone's going to go, wow, never laugh when a hearse goes by, because I could be the next to die. That is true. So I could make a bunch of burritos and freeze them, but if you just eat your beans down a little bit, see how that 1/4 cup is plenty of beans? Don't be wasting your food. Don't be overeating and wasting your food. Try to save all the seeds out of your food. Some of them might not work out, and then, I'll put a little rotel tomatoes that I ground in my blender, no food processor. So you see how, you can get by. Okay, so you're not gonna suffer that much. You are gonna suffer because you're stuck in the house. Okay, so if you have one of those non-essential jobs, what you want to do is you want to say, okay, I got to find a job that's not considered non-essential. And in the Bible, which a lot of us go by the Bible, it says, until the end of time, there will be buying and selling. So when I retired, my idea was to be doing the swap meet. So you might want to set yourself up a little swap meet or bazaar or yard sale business where you would be in charge of getting some stuff. When I was doing the swap meet, I sold to my fellow vendors. I blew in there early, I sold to them cheap, and I got out of there. And so some people said, well, why are you just letting the other vendors make money off of your stuff? Well, there's a good reason, because I'm going to come back next week with more stuff, and I want them to run over and buy my stuff so I don't frickin' starve. So consider some kind of self-employment job where you're paid in cash. eBay is good, but right now I'm not doing the eBay because I'm not going anywhere, nowhere, unless it's life and death, like getting toilet paper. Okay, so now on these you could add beans, you could add potatoes, you could add cheese, and you could add olives. On this you could add meat, you could add onion rings. So these are really cheap. So if we can get some, there isn't any now. These were $1.50 at Walmart. That is a 50% increase. I heard we could expect a 40% increase. Well, I'm seeing a 50% increase, and I have never known prices to increase and go back down, but we'll see. Okay, so say if you do eBay, what I have found successful is coats, jeans, sweaters, watches, but if you do away with your watches, you might not be able to get more. Luxury items, but if you do away with your luxury items, you might not be able to get more. And boots. Okay, and now I want to mention something to you. These are some channels you might want to check out. These are all different kinds of their opinion. I like to hear other people's opinions. Do I agree with anything, everything and anything they say? No, but I still like to watch it because I can, try to make sense out of my world. Okay, serious words, a servant's heart. Okay, in the middle of the night, she got up because she had a dream that came from the Lord, and what she mentioned was she actually took a trip to hell. Very unpleasant, so you might want to watch it. And she had a good message, and it is not too late. You can always be redeemed. All you have to do is be sorry for what you have done and ask Jesus into your heart. I agree totally. And then these two are very different in their way of thinking, but this one, Olympus Vaughn, like Vaughn Sander, like Colonel Sanders, and Vex, he says that he had a vision of our leaders had sold us out and were crying, and they were very sorry. Here she's saying when you go to hell, you really are going to be sorry. Okay, AMTV, Christopher Green, save my bacon. Just before, I think it was before we went into the, quarantine thing, mandatory quarantine thing, he said, you have a couple days. So I went out and I ran and I got a few things so that if things go down south, I most likely could survive. I would check this out. I don't agree with everything he says, but, I'm glad I agreed with what he said when he said to go get the stuff. Jan from New York City saves money. Okay, it's a really good channel. It's not just about saving money. It's a down-to-earth person in New York, and I believe that she is a good barometer for what's going on in New York City. And a lot of psychics are saying if New York City goes down, hold on to your hats. Okay, TJ Preps. Now, she's good because she's more down south. So she's a little barometer of what's going on down south. When her father was in the hospital, it wasn't pretty. Mrs. Cindy MP. Okay, she had some prophecies. It was quite a while ago on empty shelves, a few things missing, empty shelves, and then then what they plan to do is they plan to ration the food, and I wouldn't doubt that. Okay, so one more thing, and then I'll stop. Okay, now, I'm compiling a list because they're saying this is the first wave of the coronavirus, and then on the second, there's going to be a second wave, so I'm compiling a list. At the top of the list, I have toilet paper. Now, who would have thought there's going to be no toilet paper? Well, guess what? There is some, but at the stores I go to, they're rationing one portion. Canned meat, I will be trying to find that. Canned food, basically, but chicken, I will be trying to find 30 cans and tuna. Not necessarily 30 cans of tuna because I really hate it, but I do eat it. Okay, you might be going, I don't have 30 extra dollars to buy any 30 cans of chicken, well, Mornings with Granny had a great approach. She did $5 a week, and that was 8 weeks, and you should have seen the stuff she got. Go to Mornings with Granny. So just buy 1 or 2 cans. There's time. God provides. Okay, I will buy cookie dough because I like to drink cookies. I like to eat cookies with my tea. Okay, pancake mix. Okay, I found I could make some really pretty good pancakes. I mean, I could make some pretty good biscuits out of my pancakes, and yesterday I messed up the recipe. I did half a batch. This is the whole batch, and it made 4 nice big biscuits, so you could make gravy and biscuits, or you can eat a little piece of meat and a biscuit, or you can put some jam or some cooked fruit on your biscuits. So here is a good biscuit recipe. Okay, so I will be buying some biscuits. Okay, now this one's very important. Oil. I'm going to be stockpiling shortening and lard because I can get it cheap when I can get it. I used to be able to get it at Aldi's and Walmart, and I did buy some, but when this first wave passes, I will buy a lot. Another thing, if your neighbors ask you for some shortening or some lard, you could give them a portion, not the whole thing. In the Bible, there is a story. Okay, some of us say the Bible says what it means and means what it says. The foolish virgins had no oil, and the wise virgins had oil. The foolish virgins said, "Give us some oil," and the wise virgins said, "No." And I always thought, wow, how damn heartless are those virgins? Well, maybe they're virtuous, but what? Well, some people have said that stands for the Holy Spirit, but really, I'm kind of thinking oil. So just don't go there or stockpile oil. Bleach. Guess what? Can't find bleach. So if I put that on the list. Start making a list. Canned fruit. I will try to get 30 cans. Canned vegetables. Because if you have canned vegetables, you can make soup. And I have spent many days making soup out of my canned vegetables. So, if you can get 30, fine. But if you have $5 or $4 a week, that's good too. Okay, hamburger helper meals like these, because you can add vegetables to those. You can add cheese, you can add olives, you can add beans, you can add anything you have, and you have a nice little meal. So I will try to get 30 of those. Heavy cream. Guess what? No heavy cream. Why the heavy cream is good is you can make your own butter, which is going to give you a good fat. I would expect to run out of that. Hamburger patties, 8 pounds for $20 at Walmart. I like these individual portions because you go, oh, look, let's see. I have 32 hamburgers. That's a month. I'll be fine. Okay, and then on these are things, if you stockpile apples, onions, potatoes, you can buy the big bags. Sweet potatoes, flour, 50 pounds. Because if they start running out of bread, you're going to want your pancake mix and you're going to want your flour. And I wouldn't doubt it. Sugar, yeast, and salt. So, just because we're in a pandemic, we want to be very thrifty with our food, and we want to be very, very careful. If you have any good comments about what you guys are doing, please leave it under comments. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Oh, I forgot to mention something. I had a goal. It wasn't really a goal, but I said it would be nice. 100,000 views in a month. Yes. And you guys may remember my 5,000 subscribers. I got 800 new subscribers. You know how long it took me to get 800 subscribers when I first started? So hello to all 800 of you. We're very lovable here. We love you all. Welcome. Get yourself a notebook, leave comments, and God bless you all.